Whew. Good morning. Hello, hope everyone is doing well. Also, you're gonna take some Tylenol and ibuprofen here in a bit. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I stayed up way too late. You know, normal things. So, I'm a little exhausted, but I made it eventually. Problem is, it's storming here. My house looks like this right now. And it is hard to wake up during this weather. Like, the rain is just like the perfect white noise to sleep to. I think I might call into work after the stream and just go back to sleep. Because it's been a rough time. Need the mental health break. Act 3, which we finally made it to, the Twilight Flood, Chapter 14, Rising Tides. Thankfully for you, you already took your Focalin XR and Clonidine pills. I don't know what those are for. Grace? Is Grace here? Good mythical morning to you too, Hex. This isn't funny, Innkeeper. Tell me, is she here? Please tell me she's here. She is. I'll let her know you are too. Thank you. By the dragons, I was worried sick. So sick. She'll be happy to know you're safe and sound too. The flood was enormous, and if she'd gotten caught up in it... Oh no, 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 no. I don't even want to begin to imagine. And don't. How about a drink to calm your nerves? Yeah. A drink sounds great. Something that will entangle my thoughts and help me focus. I'll see what I can do. See, the last time somebody wanted a thought-entangling drink, they wanted dexterity. You're getting the owl juice. Made from freshly squeezed owl. Bing. Focalin XR is used for ADHD, while Clonidine pills are basically chill pills. Those sound like they would have the kind of opposite effect. Like Focalin XR, I assume is for like instant release. Like that's what I assume the XR is for. Like, but like typically things like Adderall or like amphetamines and dextroamphetamines, which don't really hype you up. They make you feel hyped up. Like they release dopamine and some other thing. I can't want to say it starts with an I, an N. Anyway, like a chill pill feels like it would, I don't know. You got brain chemicals going on all over the place. Does it make you feel better? Like, I've actually never been diagnosed with ADHD. I strongly believe I have it. But I can't get around to, like, making medical appointments because I strongly believe I have ADHD. It makes things like going to the doctor very hard. And so, like, I look up things I can do that would have the same effect as like Adderall. And everything I read is like, get diet and exercise. And I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe this will help clear your mind. It does, at least a little bit. Thank you, Innkeeper. Hex. Good to see you are safe and well. You too. Where have you been? Are you alright? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. The innkeeper and yesterday's superstars took care of me. Just as you took good care of us? The least we could have done was be there for each other. Have you been, brother dear? Did you get hurt? No, but I was worried about you. The whole night locked in that damn house. All I could think about was how the flood might have... Why didn't you tell me you were going to the tavern? I looked everywhere for you. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I needed your permission to go outside. That's not what I'm trying to say. Using the Focalin XR for your inattentiveness, that makes sense. The clonidine you're taking for your temper. Dad's pet dog really pushes your buttons, so to speak. Yeah. I get that. ADHD and temper issues are often linked. I don't know, I should quit talking like I know what I'm talking about. There's another... There's like a therapy streamer I listen to. Healthy Gamer GG. And he's helped me a lot try to figure out like how my brain actually works. Probably like the most effective therapy has ever been for me is not real therapy, but internet group therapy. And what are you trying to say? That you could have gotten hurt? Wouldn't have known, and I wouldn't have known. I don't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia every day. It wasn't a foreseeable future, Hexy. Uncontrollable things happen, and when they do, we do our best to overcome them. Also, I can protect myself quite well. Still, how was I supposed to know you were safe? I'm an adult, you know? You could try trusting in my capabilities. Furthermore, PSAOR was very useful last semester. PSAOR? Protective sigils and other remedies. Huh. Also, the tavern itself is well protected by my own brand of sigils. Well, that's at least something. I mean, he says that, but there's all this dripping coming through the house. And the window is clearly cracked and, like, taped up. Like, how protected is it, really? Yes, I'm thankful for the innkeeper and their tavern kept me safe. I didn't mean to worry you. I didn't plan on being gone so long, but then the flood happened. Okay, sure. How have you been holding up? Is the house alright? Apart from some minor damage to the roof and minor damage and some leakage in the roof, I suppose it's fine. I wasn't even aware of the approaching flood until the house's foundation started trembling. I was busy in my workshop, harvesting the essence of Dimension 567 for my research. I hope you didn't rip a hole in the fiber of magic again. I didn't, and even if I did, you couldn't have stopped me. You weren't there after all. Right. But I can scold you now. You won't want to when you find out I actually managed to harvest something. You did? That's amazing. What a huge breakthrough. That would mean I created a teeny tiny rift to the astral realm and got my hands on some stardust. Well, sort of. How? I got an astral shard when the stars fell. Ah, I see. There's still the issue of never knowing exactly what might come through when you open these kinds of rifts. Could be anything, or anyone. Like creatures? For example. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, it wouldn't. Because when your sister disappears again, you wouldn't know if she got eaten by a creature or is just out for a stroll. Hex, cut it out. What? We get it, alright? I went away, you were worried, we get it. But I'm my own person, I can do what I like. Getting tired of this. Well, me too. Then stop. I don't want to fight. Then don't. Sorry. It's fine. We should spend our time fighting when there are so many... We shouldn't spend our time fighting when there are so many more interesting things going on. How about a wee bit of distraction? Ooh, we could go outside and see if we could take samples of the floodwater. Exactly. Who knows, maybe it holds spectacular and rare magical properties. That sounds lit. Maybe it'll help me finish my long-term research project. Possibly. Though, to access the primordial vortex, you'll need primordial seawater. I know, but who knows what we'll find. Don't forget to fill me in on your research. Theopractically, I'd tell you anything. But only theopractically. Wouldn't have expected anything else. Thank you, Innkeeper, for hosting me the night and all. See you soon. Good morning, you two. Did you sleep well? As well as we could, with the sweet song of stormy waves pattering against our windows. So very well, and with inspiring dreams. That does sound kind of nice. Glad to hear that. Your impromptu concert certainly helped me sleep. Because it was so boring? No, because it calmed my nerves. Good morning, old man Sugarheart. Good morning, silent sleeper. How are you? All of our nerves, I think. Not that I have any. You don't have nerves? Is that a phantasm thing? No, I meant those metaphorical nerves? Oh, you get those too. You're good. How am I? I'm doing okay. I am tired. Stayed up super late and overslept because rain. Stormy times make it really hard to get up. No, of course not. I'm Voy. Well, yeah, sometimes. Mostly when I have to perform. Isn't that embarrassing? Not really. That'd also make me nervous. Oh, though I have to say, last night, performing with you and for Grace and the Innkeeper, it was kind of relaxing. I could just lose myself in the performance without having to worry about what anyone would think of me. Not that I ever do, but... Same. You're supposed to be up at 5. You have to reset? Yeah. I was supposed to be up at 4, and I overslept until 5. Oops. It was nice. We should make some more music sometime together. Actually, Fable just got started on a new song. It feels like it's not my place to say this, but it also feels wrong to say Fable needs a little more practice. So I'm gonna go with the top one. Maybe you can collaborate. Really? That would be awesome. Well, yes, you're right. That would be awesome. I think working on it together could be fun. Yeah! Oh, sorry. Hooray! I'm looking forward to our grand collaboration. And charming you with it, Innkeeper. Alright. You're supposed to say you're looking forward to it. I am very much looking forward to it. That's what I thought. Are we going to be cool together? The coolest. Too cool for me to describe. I already know it will blow you away. I'm counting on it. Enough chit-chat. I should check up on the village. Maybe someone needs a good song to cheer them up. I'm sure Baya would love one. I think Baya was probably cheered up by a good flood. But speaking of her, maybe you can hand out some of her spa coupons for me? Sure thing. Her spa rocks. I shall start by enlightening Grace. Is she still here? No, she just left, together with Hex. Something about primordial water? Those wizards. I'll try to catch up to them. It doesn't feel like the best time to hand out spa coupons. But, you know, whatever. See you soon. Don't finish the song. Oh, don't finish the song without me, Fable. I'll wait for you. Can I get one of those coupons? Sure you can. Just make sure to tell Baya I sent you. Of course. What a strange morning. Or exciting morning? Both, I think. Would you like a morning drink? Please. She wants a swift strike. Because she always does. Did I guess it right? Nope. Alright, what is it? Ah, the other side. Had the same pattern, just mirrored. Well, these days I'm gonna memorize these. A drink with 0 primordial water. Maybe. It does taste a little primordial and very delicious. Perfect. You know, last night when I couldn't sleep, I was watching the fish swimming by the windows. Their scales kept reflecting the water, making them shift and shimmer, almost like they weren't there. I was mesmerized by them. It was like a dream that kept pulling me towards the waves. It was beautiful and haunting. You think it looks like that every day somewhere? That beautiful? That haunting? I think any place we can imagine exists somewhere, if only in our heads. I'd like to see all those places. I don't think they're all safe to see. Fable, by the dragons, they're here. Are you alright? I am. The innkeeper kept me safe. It's good to see you are both well too. Couldn't you have let us know you were breathing? Couldn't find you anywhere. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Were you guys worried about me? Maybe. Of course we were. I don't even know if you can swim. I can. Can you? Of course. No. Oh, we should teach you sometime. Sure. She must at least know how to doggy paddle, right? Thank you for worrying about me, but I actually had a pretty nice night. Boy and I gave Grace and the innkeeper a small concert while we were stuck inside. Oh, sad that we missed that. I can track down Voy and give you guys an encore. That'd be nice. I'm sorry I didn't get around to picking you up. It's okay. I bet the roads were a bit busy. Yeah. It was a little tough getting out. Rufus loved it though. I think he made some new friends. Seems like this catastrophe had some pleasant side effects. What happened anyway? Did the whale eat the moon this time? No idea what that's supposed to mean, but no. Or maybe. No idea how it happened. They say the primordial sea flooded the Twilight Chasm. It all spilled out through its portals into Fizoa, leaving us with this mess. That's new. At least the other continents probably got through it without much trouble. For once, they can be less jealous of our portals. I do hope everyone's okay. Everyone we could check on is. Luckily for us, water's drained enough to rescue everyone around here. I heard that underwater hasn't emerged yet. Happy to see you all emerged. Mostly. What does that mean? Still looking for someone? Yes. I was wondering if Melly is here. She wasn't home when I checked on her. No, she didn't stop by yesterday. Nor today. Did you see her before that? Did she say where she'd be going? I'm afraid she hasn't been in since you returned from Zoford. Well, wizard punk hasn't seen her either. Took a second to ask him when he almost broke down Kumo's door looking for Grace. Do we know if she can swim? I'm sure she can. I'm sure she's just taking shelter somewhere. You taught her how to hide well, after all. Maybe she's just putting that to good use. When I returned yesterday, I found Rufus eating out of a strange apparatus that dispenses food and water every couple of hours. Like someone really smart set it up for him in their absence? Yes. He was gorging himself on some food, but Melly was nowhere to be found. Oh, that's worrying. Did she leave a note? No. I'm sure she's okay. Maybe ask Una. She probably put her up to something. I shall investigate that avenue right now. Fable, would you be okay with moving our time? Time? You got an appointment or something? More like a date. Can't wait for that story. I'll tell you later. But, yes, we should move it. This isn't the kind of dancing in the rain I was hoping for. Me neither. Another time, then. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Me, too. Hope she didn't try to investigate the fish. They'd eat her alive. Sounds a little more hopeful. The girl's savvy. I mean, look at the contraption she left behind. Ain't no fish got a chance against her. Being hopeful really isn't my thing. Then make it your thing. I'll let you know when I find her. Such a man of few words. A man of words. He's just worried. Speaking of worries and words, Carolyn, it's good to finally see you back. How was the escorting? Hope you didn't get too wet. It sure was something. Certainly could have had enough of nobility for a while. Got any more details for me? Well, actually, this can wait a bit, right? Yeah. Thanks for understanding. I'll be back later, once I can think more clearly. I'd like to check up on Uncle Dragan. Make sure the old fart is still up and running. Fable, I'm guessing you'd like to check in with your family, too? Yes, I would love to make sure everyone's alright. Hey, Melly's with the Amaranthine Hydra. She really wanted to ask it for tea recommendations. I'm counting on you returning with a good story. Will do. Got a good one for you. I'll see if I can drag Rhea and Fancy Pants along as well. They could use a drink. Speaking of which, got one for the road. Sure thing. Something strong to get you all through through all that socializing. You got it. We need to give her the sailor juice. I get some peppered sailor juice. that's not right. There we go. Top it off with a little green. Boop. Here. Strongest thing I could brew up for you. Thanks. I miss these drinks a little. Oh, that's sweet. Don't dwell on it. Anyway, Fable, let's go. I'll be right there. I'm sure everyone will be okay, innkeeper, so don't you worry about it. Make sure to keep hot chocolate warm for Melly. I'm sure she'd love one of those. I'll give it my best. I know you will. Don't swim out too far. We'll see. Waters are dangerous these days. Just what are you up to? I make sure I have enough ingredients for the hot chocolate around, I guess. I knew she'd show up. Good to see you're open, innkeep. And good evening to you too, Una. Ha! Spare me the babbling, though I'm glad you seem unharmed. I am, thanks to some protective spells I put on the inn a while back. Works better than any insurance. What about you? Are you unharmed? I'm as good as new. Might be missing an arm, but doesn't mean I've forgotten how to swim. It's easier than walking, actually. And breathing in water instead of air was unexpectedly nice. These gills aren't just for decorative purposes. A little bit like home, you know. But the water tasted different than all that astral sea. More primordial, you might even say. Yeah, I figured. But you don't seem very worried about it. Nah, whatever happens is none of my business now. I'm retired. And water also doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother you too much either, am I right? Since you're so close to... I knew you wouldn't forget. I might be old, but I'm not senile. Me neither. So you wouldn't call the primordial sea your home then? I've inhabited a few planes already. My past doesn't define the word home for me anymore. But you're right, primordial water doesn't do any harm to me. Even if I wanted to drown in it, I wouldn't be able to. But honestly, I was more worried about my patrons than the inn itself. I hope everyone is safe and well. Wouldn't worry too much about all your regulars. Adventurers are tote folk, and your drinks would toughen them up even further. I have faith that you're right. But your tavern? Well, let's just say it definitely has seen better days. Nah, that's kind of an understatement. It looks like... Ouch. I've been working the whole day to clean up as much as I can. My condolences. Say, have you ever talked to a wizard of Morlia? No, sadly I haven't had the pleasure. Oh, you should if you get a chance. He's always loved all kinds of spells and enchantments. More of the kind involving trickery, like puzzles and traps. But I'm sure he knows a protective spell or two. I mean, he's been protecting his wizard tower for quite some time now. I'll keep that in mind if I ever get to meet him. I suppose you're not just here to talk. How about a drink? Ah, you definitely have a way with the customer service. How about a drink that'll wake up my old muscles so I can help you tidy up your tavern afterwards? I can't quite remember having asked for your help. Ah, what's that? My old ears suddenly can't understand what you're saying. How unfortunate. Maybe a strong drink would help. Alright, coming right up. Let's see if I can do this one from memory. Get some of this in here. This, and he's gonna say Southern Brawler. Then you pour in a little dexterity. Sailor's courage. Boop. There you go, a drink. Powerful, like the astral sea. Wonderful. I consumed enough primordial waters to last me weeks. And it doesn't taste exactly like home, but the hint of magical elemental magic revives some old memories. I gotta say, you definitely know your craft. Thank you. Could I maybe convince you to just relax and let me do my work? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Forget it. Let's clean this messy tavern. You insist? Before I forget, all that water swept some animal remains into my pockets. Don't really know where it came from, and I don't feel any kind of astral energy coming from them. So I assume they're either Gaian or primordial. And before I stabbed myself with them while I was cleaning, I wanted to check if you had any use for them. Animal remains? Stab? Yeah, they're surprisingly sharp. Now I'm curious. Let me see. Ah, you're so easy. Saber fangs. Neat. Thank you, Una. They might not be primordial, but I think I know just what to do with them. You gonna spice up some drinks? Maybe. Can't wait to try them then. And now let's spice up this old rusty tavern. Aye, innkeep. Rhea. Innkeep. Carolyn. Greetings, innkeeper. Hello, Archie. Finally came to tell you the tale of tales. Told you we'd be back with a good one, didn't I? Indeed. It's a thrilling story, to be certain. That being said, you look like you got yourself some thrilling stories to tell yourself. None thrill me as much as yours will. Well, grant me one question still. Shoot. Who's that granny on your roof? An old friend of mine. She's helping me tidy up the tavern after the flood. Is this a walking joke? Well, I'm not sure. It depends what you mean, gamer. She's a really nice friend then. I suppose so. I didn't know she was on the roof. Are there lots of tiles missing? Half of them. About a quarter. Just a few, actually. That's not particularly conclusive, but I trust Una and her abilities. Sometimes. Closing your eyes is the reason you'll run the edge of a blade someday. Or not, if I'm lucky. If. Did the flood hit you as well? You bet. And to hold on to Rhea for a quick second there, or else she would have been swept away like a twig. Nah, hold your weesht. We had just passed through Temis when it happened. Luckily, there were two carriages nearby, wedged between sturdy trees and a large boulder. We managed to pull ourselves out of the raging waters and into those carriages. Thank the dragons. Could have gone south real quick. And your tavern looks a wee bit wet as well. It is. I've been working non-stop to clean it up. That's not good. Working non-stop comes with being self-employed, I get. No, I mean the flood. Never heard of a flood that massive. It spread all the way from Temis to Zenith. Well, a wolf folk, a dwarf, a tall man walk into a bar. What's the punchline? I get it. I see what you said. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a joke right off the top of my head, but I can't think of one. I'll keep it in mind though. You're right. We certainly aren't that close to the sea. Themis maybe, but not your end. It's all still very recent. We'll have to wait until we know the true extent of it. Back to your story. How was the journey to Diria? How did you manage with the flood? The journey to Diria itself was uneventful, but venturing to the Diria capital, all the more so. As for the flood, it didn't really bother us until we arrived back on the mainland. I think we should tell the story chronologically. Might make it a bit easier to digest. Thank you, Archie. Alright, then go ahead. Me? Yeah, you're good at telling stories after all. You think so? Aye. Alright, so listen closely, for what's about to unfold is a story as terrifying as it is heroic. Here we go. It was midnight, and the moon was standing high when 3 adventurers assembled at their meeting point. Didn't know we were taking this carrot here along. It was a surprise. Pleasant one, I hope. Having one party member more than anticipated was at least more pleasant than the surprises that lay ahead. Now I'm intrigued. So, accustomed to pleasant surprise, we ventured to Theodore's abode in Themis. Very fancy. Very expensive. Don't think I've ever seen such posh bit before. 3 stories tall. For one person. To be fair, one person and a lot of staff, like cooks, maid, and a gardener. For a holiday residence. Even worse. I'd very much appreciate it if we didn't judge a person based on their amount of wealth. Or their lack thereof. Exactly. So you arrived at this holiday residence in Themis? Oh wait, that was me. Right, we approached the gates and rang the bell. The fog was creeping up around the house, like it was pressuring us to go in. A man in a black suit opened the gate with a deep and raspy voice, said, "State your business, please." Some sort of butler told him, "Listen up, clown, you are our business." Which wasn't very polite. No one asked you. Maybe you should have. Then they wouldn't have thought you were bandits. Well, we got that cleared up, didn't we? Because I introduced myself quickly when I saw some guards were already approaching. I introduced myself as Gustav Archibald Richmond III. Knowing my family and the childhood friendship that Theo and I have fostered for over 2 decades, the butler relaxed and led us through. You know what's funny, Innkeep? What? The other lad was also the 3rd. Born in the same generation, both the 3rd of our names. Perhaps that's why we were destined to be friends, just like our fathers and their fathers were. Theodore Hugo Frederick Sinclair III is his full name. But no one calls him that. We called him Theodore. Or Theo. Either way, we rang him out of his sleep, so he wasn't all that amused to see us. And then he laid a pies upon ye, Ginger. Never seen a gaze light up so fast. What do you mean? That he was happy to see you, that's all. Oh! Well, I was also happy to see him. So, when we caught sight of each other, all the violent tensions were blown away. And others were created. I found our visit very peaceful. Yeah, Theo's a polite lad. Offered us tea and biscuits while we waited for him to pack his things. Not a fan of tea? No, it's just a method to bribe you, that's all. Get him on the good side and then throw you off a cliff. I'd like to disagree. Hospitality is not bribing. Also, no one threw you off a cliff. Metaphorically. He is the reason we almost died, though. Here, you don't need to blame the customer. Incidents like that are the reason they need help. Right? It will all make sense when we get there. So, after Theo packed his things, we made our way to a Windmore at sunrise. From there, we took a ship. A brig, just for us. A whole crew for a diplomat. Safety is important for a politician. The food was great, to say the least. At least. We had to take a ship, as you might be aware, Innkeeper. The bridge connecting Dyria and the mainland had been destroyed. I recall. So, the ship we took brought us to the Twin Burrow and not to Amasa itself. Why was that? Apparently the debris from the bridge is a safety hazard for passing ships. And if there was one thing we didn't need, it was distress at sea. We were lucky with the weather. The sea stayed calm, even with a thunderstorm right behind us. And the mood on the ship was jolly. Theo entertained us with his stories of old. Oh, he's a great storyteller. I wonder where he gets all those thrilling narratives from. Actually, I suppose he still reads a lot. We used to read together when we were younger. We'd read the same book, but always one chapter at a time before giving it to the other to read the same chapter. That way, it felt as though we were reading together. He was always so imaginative, still is. So we weren't bored a bit when we reached the shore. You're not so bad yourself with the stories, lad. I'm glad you like them. Already working on a story about you two. The Claw of Erove and the Hammer of Thunder? Ray of Frostgrip, the Hammer of Thunder? No. Ray of Frostgrip, the Hammer of Thunderous Strikes. Keep working on it, lad. You're getting there. I guess things are quite hairy in this bar, all in different ways. Lol. I see what you did there. The story, can we continue? Of course, we arrived at Twinborough in the late afternoon. The sun was already setting on the horizon, tinting the world in colors of purple. At that point, none of us could have imagined the world would be tinted in red soon enough. Red like the sunrise or red like blood? We got off the ship, and after a short break in Twinborough, we made our way to Amasa. We got about 2/3 of the way there without any issues until darkness settled around us. Type of darkness that creeps up on you like an eerie mist. Type of darkness that chokes all the noise out of the world. You know, something is going on and you hear nothing. No birds, no crickets, no wind. Just dead silence. Didn't even realize it was it until Care pulled me aside and pointed it out. Just as I was explaining it to her, my ears perked up. Far away, I heard some low humming sounds. Didn't hear them myself. I thought you were making it up, imagining dark noises in the dark to make up for the absence of light. Sometimes the brain does things like that. Excuse me. It was so silent except for all the humming. I started getting weird feelings in my guts. Like a sixth sense? Like that, yeah. I don't know if there's genes or the experience, but at some point you start feeling something shifts and things ain't as they should be. Gotcha. Either way, I hear the humming and it's not long before it turns into a growling. That's when I heard it too, deep and guttural. I saw silhouettes in the woods, left and right. Their eyes reflected our torchlight eerily. I huddled closer to Theo to protect him. Soon we were surrounded by a knot of zombies. A lot of them, everywhere. They were moaning and groaning and so ready to feast on us. I grasped Theo's head because I had to hold on to something. Had to act fast. They'd already seen us and were surrounding us, so running away wasn't an option. Clearly, we had to fight our way through, so I readied my sword. Wasn't far till Amasa. I felt sturdy as a rock, like nothing could harm me. I needed to ensure the same for Rhea, Archie, and Theodore. So I reached into the powers of your drink. The woman stopped walking abruptly while these beasts were approaching us. I drew me hammer just in case. I heard her mumble words I didn't understand. Enhanced by the citrine you put in your drinks, I called upon my Baba, asking for guidance. I've never had much business with the dragons, but she had. I hoped if she reached out, she could lend me some of that. Never felt so close to her before. Not even when I buried that chimera. The zombies approached, pressing closer against our dim torchlight. And suddenly, a shield of light burst out of her sword, engulfing us. And pushing the zombies away in an eruption of divine force. It was a light of radiant gold all around us, shimmering softly. I didn't waste any more time and kept going. Honestly, I barely know what I did myself. It's all a haze. Luckily, it seems the undead are like a pack animals, at least for the most part. Made all the slashing a bit easier. Dawn of the Brain Dead. It's been a while since we assembled a quest. We've still got chunks of just about everything. Looks like we still have a lot of game left, which is actually kind of surprising. This has been going on for a while. She pushed forward, cutting through the zombies one by one. The rest of us at our heels. But it seemed like a bottomless pit. More came rushing towards us. The traveling shield blocked most of them, but eventually it began to crack. Fair enough, after a bunch of steady, forceful impacts, anything breaks. But I made sure to push the undead back with my hammer. Meanwhile, Theodore seemed scared. He told me he wished this was just another assassination attempt instead. At least then the foes would have been alive. I was just as terrified, but I did my best to keep him safe. Then he tripped and fell. I tried to catch him, but he pulled me down with him. Gearlin was so focused on getting through the ambush, she pressed on. We fell behind, leaving the shimmering shield's presence. Darkness enclosed us. We got the attention of the zombies, who began cornering us. I couldn't let us die, so I called out for Rhea. By then, I had already noticed they were gone, so I called out to Carolyn and headed back to the lads. I smashed every undead head that dared come close to Archie. And Archie, well, I didn't know ye had it in you, lad. Well, it was out of necessity. What happened? One of the zombies grabbed Theo's legs and attempted to drag him away from me. But I got up, drew my rapier, and poked the thing right through the eye. It dropped to the ground with like a wet towel. Whew. Yeah, sorry, a bit of a coughing fit. Her voice does that to me. Almost as bad as Batman. Fascinating. A little. When I heard Rhea, I hurled around. They were all by themselves in the distance, almost dying because someone didn't watch their feet. Easy care. Accidents happen. Accidents kill people. Obviously, I couldn't let that happen, so I rushed back. We lost all our previous advantage as more came flooding in by the second. Not wanting to waste time, I pulled Theodore up by his collar and threw him over my shoulder. I wasn't risking any more accidents. Of course, he didn't like that. Larry said he was invading his personal space. I told him I could have let him die instead, which maybe wasn't the right response. I guess. There we go. Shortly afterwards, we reached the gates of Amasa. The guards came to our aid and helped ward off the zombies. Galen set Theo down, and I helped him inside the safe borders of the city. The horrors were over, and thanks to Carolyn and Rhea, we reached our destination. And to you too, kid. Yeah, I suppose you didn't do too bad of a job. Theo was beyond thankful. Even though he wasn't amused by being thrown over Carolyn's shoulder, he understood that she saved his life. He was so impressed that he said it would make for a great story. Even started on a first draft. But after the fight, he felt really inspired to solve the conflict between Dyria and the mainland. So he'll probably have no time to finish it. And he decided to give the manuscript to me. He said he always liked it when I told him stories and that he'd love to hear this tale in my words. I promised him I'd write something up for the next time we see each other. Still a better love story than that one romance book. You mean the one with the vampires? Yeah. I doubt this is going to be a love story. Was talking about you two lovebirds. Me? And Theo? We're just, friends. Sure you are. Either way, we brought him to his destination in the city, had some tea, and started making our way back by noon. We checked out most tourist traps. Their tricks don't work if you know what you're up against. I bought a mug. You sure did. But I already have more than enough mugs at home, so, wanted you to have it. So you'll always remember our heroic adventure. I would love to. I'm an avid keepsake collector. Splendid. There it is. I can't see it. I want to see it. Anyways. Afterwards, we had some tea and made our way back by noon. Once we arrived back on the Once we arrived back on the mainland, the flood hit like it had been waiting for us. I can still feel the cold water clinging onto my bones. Speaking of, I'll freshen up a bit. I still have mud in my shoes. And then maybe I'll continue with the rest of the story. Of course, take your time. Now it's just us. Indeed. The kid is so green behind the ears. Aren't we all? Can I offer either of you a drink? After a journey like this one, I could use something that tastes like rocks and regenerates me stamina. Coming right up. Does that mean defense? It does mean defense. I feel like steel tonic ought to taste like rocks. Here, let's put some rocks in it. That might help. Thanks, Innkeep. Much needed. You're welcome. Here, let's talk about your extraordinary fighting skills. Gotta say, I was really impressed with how you decimated them zombies. Takes a good beast slayer to know one. Nah, I'm more of a general fighting type, you know, but I can always appreciate 2 strong hands. And such well-crafted greatsword on top of that. Happy to see you appreciate solid craftsmanship. It was a gift from my Baba. She told me that the great dragons themselves gifted it to her, but I don't know if that's true. Could be. You went against a chimera after all. Might be onto something there. Have you ever heard of the Great Axe of Ur? The most powerful weapon ever forged by the origin of the worlds itself? You bet. Think it really exists? I mean, my Baba loved to tell stories, but if her sword was made by the dragons, maybe Ur's great axe is also more than just a myth. Dwarves have their origin in the subterranean caves, you know, on the plain of Ur. I grew up in a labyrinth of caves, surrounded by gems and ores, legends and tales. I mean, I haven't seen it with me own 2 eyes yet, but I'm convinced the legendary weapon exists. I bet it's so large I probably wouldn't even recognize it as an axe. I've heard Ur keeps it in a resting place at all times. Yeah. Though so far no one has found that yet. And hopefully no one ever has to. Well, never mind, I've got the entire quest here, so I guess someone will. What do you mean? You know the tale. If someone was to wake up Ur up, the apocalypse would begin. That's just an old tale, right? Something you tell kids that don't want to eat their food? You know, eat up or Ur will awaken. Questionable parenting technique, if you ask me. Yeah, I gotta hear that a few times when I was still a wee bairn. All those tales ever did was make me want to craft the legendary weapon myself. You ever make something like it? Not yet, but I will soon. I'll make the greatest weapon ever forged and smash this year's Sugarheart blacksmithing competition to bits. I'll outcraft my ex-husband with ease, that... Ex-husband? Yeah, we used to work together. Now he claims I couldn't stand a chance without him. But I'll prove him wrong. Anyways, and keep care. It's been getting quite late, and it's been an exhausting week. Absolutely agreed. Let's get some rest. And look for another quest elsewhere to help afford me crafting materials. Good night, you two. Good night, Carolyn. Night, Innkeep. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Chapter 15, Riptide. Looks like the water went down. Oh, it's this guy. Number 1 Innkeep. That's what, yeah. Oh, there's a little baby Andu on it. Sup, my fellow Enigma? Sup. I don't find you that difficult to comprehend. That's what they all think. How's it going? Hopping? Running? Moderately? Why? My tavern and I are doing well, but we were hit by a tsunami yesterday. I'm glad I can provide comfort to everyone in these trying times, but I also wish they were less turbulent. Boo. Spoken like a true politician. Commit to one extreme. I'm committing to honesty. Yeah, right. Good one. But a tsunami, huh? So that's what it was. Cool. Sucks that I was busy playing around with Magic the Scattering. Made me miss the whole thing. Would have loved to surf those waves. I'm sure you would have had a grand old time. Maybe next flood. You think I should start the next one on purpose? No. Aw, come on. This place has made you lame. I'd like my tavern to keep standing and the people around it as well. Like I said, lame. Got anything interesting to say? I have an interesting question. Shoot. Have you seen Melly anywhere? She's gone missing. Oh, that pocket-sized detective sure did. Several times even. Were any of them recently? Would say so. I think the last time was 2 days ago. Was chilling in the moon swamp. Had just tested out that witch's spa good old Voy Boy recommended. Met some lost travelers on the way back and was giving them the conversation of their lives. When that cat rudely interrupted my business pitch. Made them run off without a single handshake, little snitch. What were you selling? I like that his boa has a dagger too. Hair growth cocktails, inspired by your little things. You drink them, your hair grows. Fast? Ah, well, fast, schmass, past. It'll grow, eventually. Just gotta have some patience. I see. So, Melly at the moon swamp. Where exactly did you see her? On the way to the moon pools, duh. The paths diverge and nature tries to lead you astray from its shimmering reflections in the water. Is that near one of the Twilight Chasm portals? Oh yeah. I mean, she got a fresh opportunity to go surfing. Good for her. What a positive outlook on things. Always good to have one of those after all. All that matters in life is fun, right? I don't know about that. It's full of many beautiful, important things. Not all of them are fun. It should be, at least for me. I don't care what you're up to. Speaking of fun, I've been wondering, do you think I should explore the Twilight Chasm? Do you want to? Ish. Sounds exciting. Especially since I've never been before. They say it's like Avalon, but reversed. With a different color scheme and all that. Do you enjoy Avalon? Sometimes. I haven't been home in ages. Let me tell you. As soon as these portals opened up, I was out of there. Running from pesky consequences? You got it. Been wondering what the nightmare version of Gaia looks like. That's what they call it, right? Avalon's the dream, Twilight Chasm's the nightmare. Gaia's like waking up. Probably doesn't look too different from the Sealy Court, am I right? Couldn't tell you. So you claim, but I know a fellow scam artist when I see one. In the mirror? Oh, you think you're funny, do you? Well, you're hilarious. High five, bud. No. Bummer. Anyway, with your obviously non-existent, only hypothetical plane traveling experience, do you think I should take a trip down the horrors of memory and melancholia? I think you should. Sounds very exciting. Who knows what you'll find? Maybe the answers you'll seek. I'm not seeking any answers. I already know what I want. And maybe you'll find the right questions. You're so weird. You know that, right? That makes two of us. Got me there. Fascinating advice, Innkeeper. If I cared more, I'd probably say it says something about you. I mean, I did say it, so... Luckily for you, this is already boring me. And how about a drink to keep you with me a little longer? We're on the same wavelength today, dude. Yeah, hit me with one of those. Something fast so I can rush the way to the waves when they return. I'll mix something up real quick. Dexterity, right? Yeah. Probably could have done this one from memory. Boop. Fast and mischievous, just like you. Sick. This is lit. I'll give you that. Thank you. Welcome back, Baya. Thank you. How was your road trip? It was good. We stopped by my spa and made mud masks. And did it help you? And did you help them find a way back home? Yes. We saw a lot of weird fishies and dreams filled with dread. It was terrifying, but it was fun. We even got to explore the gruesome mangrove. The nice ghost even gave me her sunglasses. They're so cool. What else is up? The sky, the sun. No stars, though. And some trees? No, the trees are in the middle. Not to an ant. Ants. So cute. Do you have any ants? Not on me. And you, innkeeper? Any ants? At the moment, sorry. Oh, no ants. Can I offer you a drink as an apology? Yes. Make me feel a little nimble ant. Ant potion. Got it. I think she likes dexterity too. Pour the drink and then see if we were right. Yeah, we nailed it. Here, for my favorite pseudo ant. Oh, this is so tasty. I want to look up at the trees now. I'm sure they'll seem taller. Can I do anything else for you? Yes, several things. Have you been handing out my coupons? I have. Just recently I gave some to Voy. People been dropping by. They have, and they're really nice. The mud masks are the most popular, and the flowers. Grace said my flower bracelets are her favorite. They must be gorgeous. I'm making new ones just for her. She'll love that. I hope so. Second thing, are you okay? I am, Baya. Thanks for asking. Are you sure? I am. Oh, I bought you more coupons to cheer you up. It's very nice of you. I'll hold on to them for when I need them. You can stop by anytime. But what about lotus flowers? I brought you some in case I needed to cheer you up. Oh, for me? Yes. They are special flowers. I heard they're Ur's favorites, and they bless you with her protection. They also make you feel nimble, like an ant. Thank you very much, Baya. Oh, it's an ingredient. Neat. I've been wanting to check in on people. I really enjoyed the flood. But I thought about when the Banshee told Mary and me that some people don't like drowning. Correct. I hope I could cheer them up a little. You're already cheering me up. I am. Yeah, I was bored, now I'm having fun. Cheering up quest succeeded. Yippee. I also have some questions. Ask me. Have you seen Melly anywhere in your swamp? Small cat Vukakin? She might have been investigating your flowers. No, I didn't see a cat anywhere. But I was also very busy tending to my sniffling willows. They need a lot of love. I see. How's your swamp doing? Good. It's so wet now, and there are many new interesting critters and plants. What kind of plants? Those with teeth? Some have teeth, some have eyes, and spikes, and haunting spirals of long-forgotten mistakes. Sick. Gotta check those ones out. They're nice. Oh, sorry. They're nice. They speak just a little, like little horrible birdies. You're one of those people who can talk to plants? Yes. How are they doing? The plants, I mean. Depends on the plant. They're all very loud at the moment. They love water. They hate water. They complain about the onslaught of the undead. They're ambivalent about the water. What was that? Ambivalent. It means they don't care, but they still want to say something about it. No, the undead. Ah, them. Yeah, the trees from the pale wood are very upset. They say the squeaky undead keep chewing on their roots and bark and leaves. And their brains? No, they can't reach those. But there's a lot of them, so maybe soon they'll learn how to climb or to fly. The Pale Woods. I've never been there before. It's a good hangout spot. Hey, we got the full quest here, too. I don't think so. It's so dry. Maybe the undead like dryness. I'd think they'd prefer bogs. Everyone should. Agreed. Hey, Baya, can you show me those Twilight Chasm plants? I'd love to taste test them. Yes. But you have to help me hand out coupons first. Do I have to? Please. Ugh, fine. But only because I'm getting bored again. Hooray. And please, keep handing them out to people who need cheering up, innkeeper. Including yourself. Will do. Have fun, you two. Thank you. Hiya, Fable. How's it going? All fine and dandy? All fine and tired, actually. Not so fine. How come? Well, the city's a mess. So is the Grove and Temis and Tregarian. We still don't know exactly what happened or how. There's the undead problem not too far from us. Carolyn said it's pretty grave. But and no one has seen Melly in days. A lot of people are worried, and a lot of people also just aren't. Una told me not to worry either, but it's hard. Yes, very. I just want everyone to be safe. I want to fix this, whatever this is. Fable, I know everything is a lot right now. Especially since this is the first wave of adventures you've ever faced. Pun intended. But Una isn't wrong. A little less worrying wouldn't hurt. I'm sure it's not as bad as it feels right now. Sure, it's unpleasant, but worse things have happened. And we've always been fine. Maybe it's just nature, or the dragons are craving change. There's nothing we can do about it. There's always something we can do. You taught me that. Sometimes things sort themselves out too. It's quite pleasant to wait occasionally. Just wish I could do more. I understand. How about a drink? That's something I can do for you. Not right now, I think. Hey! You look... stressed?
Stressed? Why? What makes you say that? I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's great.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything's awesome.
You're saying it like that something must be terribly wrong. How about a drink? A little help for telling us what's going on.
Sure.
Alright. He gets a charisma potion. 1,000 wins. That's his jam. What do I put in there? Flowers don't hurt. Oop-a-doo. Hope this helps with the word vomit.
It does a little bit. Thank you.
Anytime. So, what happened?
Nothing really. Much. At all. Was just taking a stroll trying to find Melina. Checking in on the people Fable asked me to check in on.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. After you helped me calm me down last night, I'm glad I could help. So I was, taking a walk around the outskirts of Temis.
Walk is good, right?
Right. So good. I even came across new people. A lot of them were echoes.
Did you talk to them?
Of course not.
I expect nothing else. That's peculiar, though. There aren't a lot of echoes on Gaia.
There are now. Apparently the flood brought in a lot of primordial refugees. Not everyone's comfortable being submerged in water after all. And they say Leviathan's plane is a mess right now.
Oh. Hope everyone has a place to stay.
They're looking for places, sure. Some merchants are even offering them rides around Fazoa and beyond. Like to Borkum, for example. Which they advertised as a perfect vacation spot.
It is. It's right by the Fazoa and Wadden Sea. Very popular with travelers and retirees. I believe Una lives there currently, when she's not bothering me in my tavern.
Awesome. I bet it's great there. I bet you can relax like nothing else.
What's going on, Kumo?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just my parents taking a casual trip to Borkum.
Your parents? Like they're ghosts? Was Tuat also flooded? Unlikely. I don't think souls can leave the upper world so easily.
Right. It would be difficult for ghosts to make it out of Tuat and into a mocktail bar. But being Gaia and Taurus is a lot easier to do when you're not actually dead.
Sorry to ask this of you, but you might have to elaborate a little more.
It's simple. My parents aren't dead. I saw them with the merchants near Temis, booking a carriage and an all-inclusive boat journey back to Borkum. They were going on about how they had a positive outlook on having to leave the primordial sea. How it was like a free vacation, a blessing in disguise. Good for them.
But didn't you see them die?
No, I just saw a burning village and couldn't find them anywhere. That foolish conclusion was all mine.
So they didn't die, they just
left. Yes.
I'm sorry, Kumo, that's awful.
It's a new kind of awful for sure. How stupid of me to think them dead. Shouldn't have thought that only the claws Shouldn't have thought that only the claws of Tuat could make them leave me.
You should have. They're your parents. They should have never abandoned you.
Well, they did.
Indeed. So what now?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to do.
You want to talk about it?
No, not right now.
Kumo, maybe...
Anyway, have you found Melina yet?
Not yet. But Inako saw her at the last of the Moon Swamp.
What?
About 2 days ago.
But there's a Twilight Chasm portal there. Where the dragon-cursed flood started.
Indeed.
Did Baya see her?
No, she didn't.
It's great. That's awesome. That's even better.
You said awesome in an alarming number of times.
Because this is also awesome.
I'll keep looking for her?
There's not a lot you can do without leaving your tavern except... Innkeeper, please, I beg of you. Put out a quest to find Melly. Right now, I need to figure out what to do about my parents before they disappear again. I don't know how much time I'll have. She needs to be safe, but I can't go myself. We need to find her. Please help me find her.
I don't exactly have enough information yet, but I'll make sure to find out more and make a quest. And I'll put it up immediately.
Thank you. I hope someone will find her.
We will. I promise you.
I believe in you. I will. I have to go think.
Good luck with that. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Don't burn down your tavern, I mean.
I'll try not to. I mean, we got a lot of candles, but the wood's probably still a little damp. Someone's worried. Of course he is. You really think Melly is okay? I do. She's smarter than anything she could encounter. I trust her to take care of herself. I do too, but still, she's just a child. Very capable child. Child nonetheless. Wherever and however she is, whether she was just watching the sky or traveling to unravel a mystery, she might need help. So please give me that quest. Pardon? Please give me that quest right now so I can find her. I mean, can I? I've got so many scraps of paper. It's not done. That's alright. I already know both of the rumors, and I know Melly well. I think I have enough information to find her, and I don't think we have time to be pedantic right now. There's a certain way things have to be done. Ugh, I hate that. Your way? Yes, I'm sorry, but it's just how things are. Because you made them that way. Fable, listen, if you rush into this, you'll be putting both Melly and yourself in danger. You just told me not to worry about it. How dangerous could it be then? Well? Were you encouraging me to go on more adventures just a week ago? Or are you only okay with me leaving when it's something as small as some snails? I just think something like a flood must have been caused by a massive force. Whether worrisome, purposeful, or neither, it's certainly not harmless. And you don't have a lot of experience with adventures like this, or with different planes. What if she's in the Twilight Chasm? You need to level up before you stand a chance against true nightmares. And maybe we can get another quest from the farmers. Their fields must have taken a lot of damage. Kumo needs cheering up too. Don't patronize me. I simply don't think you're ready for this one. Why are you being like this? You always say I should get out of my comfort zone. You encourage me to change, to grow stronger and braver. And now that I do, it's suddenly wrong? I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying the timing isn't right. And why do you get to decide what my timing is? Why should I leave my comfort zone, but once something is out of yours, it's a mistake? Things aren't that simple. I know. I've lived for over 100 years. I know things aren't that simple. I also know that they don't change by pretending they aren't there or pretending they're not missing. Think what you might, the quest hasn't been put up yet, so it cannot be taken. I don't need some sheet of parchment to find her. Just make me a drink. No. No! I'm not making you a drink. Isn't that what you're supposed to do when people come to you? I would guess they come for good advice too. What good is your advice if you're not willing to help when it matters? Just let it go. Let someone else handle it. So they get hurt instead of me? That's not what I said. It's what you meant. You don't know what's waiting you out there. But you do? Please, just stay. You can't keep me here forever. Why not? Because I've made up my mind. And I've made up mine. I'm not giving you the quest, and I'm not making you a drink. Okay, I don't need a drink. Don't be ridiculous. Going on an adventure without my help is reckless at best. Foolish at worst. I'm not gonna sit around and wait while other people suffer. Not if I have the chance to help them. I'm not like you. You're right. You're not. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I know I'm gonna find Melina. I don't care what it takes. I'm not gonna let anyone stop me. Not even you. Fable. They'll be fine. If I know anything about Fatal, they'll probably befriend the Twilight Chasm. Or bake it a cake. Sing it a song. I don't think the Twilight Chasm is the problem here. No. I don't want to think about that. Not sure what to do with these rumors now. Guess I'll just hang on to them. Well, I better close up for the day. So many rumors. Let's see. Okay, so I've got the full yellow thing. Trees, the pale woods are complaining about undeads chewing on their roots, branches, leaves, anything they can get their teeth on. An unusual amount of undead seem to be haunting west. Undead snails are being accused of eating crops. This apparently poses a problem. Here, snails first. Undead don't seem to think often. They act like pack animals. They always follow some sort of leader. I wonder if they hold elections. The vegan dead. The pale woods and its surrounding areas. Yep. Vegans. Chapter 16, The Pen and the Sword. Unfortunately, I've got to go get my kids to summer camp. Thank you so much for everybody who stopped by. I had a great time. Stick around and we'll find somebody to raid. And I think tomorrow we're going to be playing Elden Ring. I'm excited to pick that back up. Boy, a lot of the people I'm following are up. So many choices. Let's raid Jess. He's pretty cool. He's trying really hard. And I can appreciate that. Oop.